Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. This segment is actually for the guests of Our Ventura TV. And specifically, I want to go over some tips for appearing as a guest on the show. We use video conferencing software for the programs that are recorded in a guest and host's respective home or office. And there's a couple things that are different about this than our recordings in the studio. All right. So these pointers are intended to basically present yourself in a more flattering light. And speaking of light, the first tip has to do with the light that is on you as a guest or as a subject. Ideally, you want to have soft and flattering light on you, which can easily be accomplished by just being near a window, such as I am, and looking out towards the window so that the light is coming in on you. And one thing, though, you do want to avoid in that kind of situation is if you have direct sunlight coming in. If you have direct sunlight coming in, that can be, that cannot be as flattering as just soft lighting. Another point on lighting is that you don't want to have, for instance, the window behind you or a bright light behind you, because then you're silhouetted. Even if you have the light coming from directly above you, it tends to make dark shadows under your eyes and your nose and mouth, which isn't flattering either. So again, the simplest thing to do is just present yourself so you're facing towards a light source, and facing towards a window can accomplish that. Okay, tip number 2. Oh yeah, this is kind of self-evident, but be in a quiet environment. All right, so try to anticipate sounds that might occur, whether it be pets or children or other people in the house or in your office, and perhaps turn your phone ringer off. Anything you can do to keep it less distracting for yourself and for the viewers. Okay, tip number 3, be mindful that your background is going to be on the show and broadcast on TV. So, it's not a big deal. It's kind of informal when we're shooting on video conferencing. But particularly if you have the opportunity for other people that might wander into your shot, they may want to know that they're going to be on TV. So it's good to let other people in your environment be aware of the fact that you are going to be recording a segment, so that they'll be aware to either not walk into your shot, or at least if they do, they'll know they're going to be on TV and it won't be a surprise for them. Okay, holding your camera is not a good idea. You want to have the camera held itself, whether it's on a tripod or, if you have a camera on a computer or on a laptop or a phone or a tablet, it's already built in, of course, but nevertheless, you want to have that device still and stable so that it's not moving around. Even if you have it on a laptop, for instance, and your table is not stable or it moves a little bit, just be aware of the fact if you lean on your table, it can move the shot around. So the point is just try to have your camera stable. Okay, number 5, it is more flattering if your camera is about eye level, sort of like this is right now. If your device is too low, which is common for a laptop, and it's looking up, it's not as flattering. And, you can do that, but just be aware of the fact that it will be more flattering for you if you raise the camera so that it's eye level. And that can be done by just propping it up with some books or some boxes or something like that. And on a related note, if you're using a tablet or a phone, you want to hold it horizontally, like this, and not like that. All right. So hold it horizontally so it's like like a television. Number 6 has to do with audio, and most devices have a mic built in, but the point is really to just be as close to the microphone as possible so that you'll get better audio. And for these kind of shows, it's normally it's intuitive because you're normally close to the camera anyway. But for whatever reason, if you wanted to be further away to show something in your environment, then you should also be aware of the fact that your audio quality is going to degrade. So the point is to be as close to the microphone as possible. Number 7, I want to talk about the internet connections. And with video conferencing, it's amazing technology that we can do this, but it's based upon the strength of your internet connection. So if you don't have a strong internet connection, you really want to be aware of this point. And it's simply this. As the connection is less solid, or it's not transferring as much information as is needed, then you can see things like the video slowing down or even stopping. And you can also see things like the audio going out of synchronization. So, your talking is not synchronized with your mouth, all right? So if you do have an internet connection that is not very strong or very stable, then be aware of the fact that there are some things you can do to improve it. So if you're in an environment, whether it's a home or an office, where you're sharing that internet connection, if you could ask other people in your environment not to be using the internet at the same time, then at least you can get the full strength of that connection. Now, if that's not possible, at least if you could ask people in your environment not to download videos or download software or do their own video conferencing, that's really going to put stress on the internet connection, and it's just not going to be, you're not going to be presenting yourself as well as possible. That's it for the tips, but there's a little more info you might find helpful. The completed programs will be broadcast on Ventura Cable Channel 6 TV, and they're also shown on OurVentura.com, on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you want to know when your show is going to be on the air, all right, the best way is just to sign up for email notifications at the bottom of any page on OurVentura.com. And that will email you an instant notification at the moment each new show goes on the website. And that would include your own, of course. And for the TV segments, a new TV segment begins every Sunday, but the online segments go up at different times of the week. So anyway, if you sign up for the email notifications, you'll at least know the instant that the online versions are available. We also need a release form signed for all of our guests. So be aware of the fact that the host is going to be emailing you a release form, which will need to be signed and returned as soon as possible, so that we have okay to put you on TV. And let's see, it's also useful to know that Our Ventura TV is, we're an award-winning cable TV and web TV series. And, we focus primarily on the Ventura County area. And we're independent from CAPS Media, but we work very closely with CAPS, and particularly when we're doing our in-studio segments. But CAPS are not employees of Our Ventura TV, so any questions you have about Our Ventura TV are best answered by asking your host, or just sending a message to going to OurVentura.com and clicking on contact, and you should get a response within 24 hours. Finally, if you have any other questions, you're welcome to go to contact on OurVentura.com and just ask a question. Furthermore, there's a frequently asked questions section on OurVentura.com, and that has a number of more additional information. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV.